You're talking to a lot of dentists and people in the industry on a daily basis. What trends are you seeing in the coming years that's standing out in the conversations that you're hearing on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, there's some very definitive trends. Obviously, consolidation is happening at a rapid rate. We're currently, dentistry in the United States, we're currently about 35% consolidated. There's a lot of interest in dentistry from Wall Street, right? So if you look at private equity companies basically are an accumulation of different businesses that they purchase, right? So if a private equity company is going to come out and buy a technology company that has a high rate of failure, but if that actually becomes successful, that could be a huge windfall for a private equity company. So high risk, high reward for technology. And then you have things like manufacturing, and you have alcohol, and you have real estate, and you have all these different tranches of businesses. The reason that dentistry is attractive to private equity right now is because it is a hedge against other riskier investments. So within this tranche of businesses that a private equity company will be attracted to and to purchase, dentistry, healthcare. Those are tried and true. We've proven through the global pandemic that we can survive anything and even thrive in the most challenging environments as an industry, right? So I do believe that is a big trend that we're going to see, is continuing consolidation. So if you're looking at a consolidation situation, you have to go into building your practice with the idea that if in 10 years we're going to be 50 or 60 or 70% consolidated versus 35% consolidated, that means that if we ever want to sell our dental practice, this asset that we're building over the course of our career, we're going to have to be attractive to all different types of buyers, not just doctor-to-doctor transitions, which are going to be less and less occurring, because with the more consolidation that occurs, the majority of the buying pool is going to be private equity-backed DSOs. So if you don't want to go join a DSO right now and you want to build a valuable asset, you have to make that from the beginning. You have to keep in mind that my vision is to make this attractive to all potential buyers. And if you want to be attractive to a private equity DSO in the future at some point, because that's going to be the vast majority of the buying pool, then you have to have a certain number of operatories, a minimum of 7 operatories. You have to be able to put 2 full-time practitioners in there to decrease key man risk to them. You have to have a very vibrant hygiene department. You have to have a very high level of profitability, low level of overhead. The EBITDA has to be within certain parameters in order to be an attractive target for the private equity buyer sometime in the future. That's one trend. Another trend is what we've already talked about. There's a decreasing availability of hygienists, so we're gonna have to account for that. There's a decreasing number of qualified clinical assistants and admin assistants out there, so we're gonna have to, to plan for that. Another trend that we're seeing is our young dentists graduating from dental school saddled with hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. That means that the stakes are much higher for those dentists that graduate with $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 in debt, because they're going to have to get out of the gates with a high level of sophistication as far as how to run a dental practice and how to be profitable within their dental practice, because they can't afford what my generation was afforded, where we could produce our way out of a difficult thing and we can have a loosely kind of run organization, because the value of our skill set is so high that we could just produce our way out and it'll hide all the flaws in the dental practice. We can't do that anymore, especially if you're graduating with $600,000 in debt. So those are some of the main trends that I see: consolidation, the lack of qualified people in the workplace. Of course, there's the evil empire, which is dental insurances and how to become profitable and still being able to accept those. Those are just some of the main trends that I see.